Welcome back to Science versus UK. Don't forget the legs have interest rates. More for my leg collection, yes. Your wonderful leg collection, you can walk past it. Do you collect only the leg, or do you collect the leg with the foot on it? Are you telling me those legs can grow on its own? Who knows? Oh god. Worst part, Susie is back. Oh, this room, it has been too long. It hasn't changed in the slightest though. Are you PewDiePie? Hell no. And it has been some 6 months, hasn't it? That's a long time for things to stay so familiar. Also, the music is incredibly loud. But this game has no audio slider for music. Which sucks. Hey, at least he retired from all the madness in Japan. And has he retired? Has he really retired? Is he making absolutely no new YouTube content? I didn't know when you might return, and I wanted everything to be as you would left it. But it has been some 6 months, it's true. Oh god. So, is your father right, Susie? What happened? My father? I have a father? Is it that bridge incident again? It's that scientific I can warp people incident. Yeah, Professor Mikotoba. I mean, it was half a year ago, but that's why you went back to Japan. Because of the telegram you received, saying he'd fallen ill with a very high fever for some unknown reason. That's right. So, I was surprised to learn you would be coming back so soon. Surprised but happy. I would tell you all about it, but now I'm included in this mystery plot. I cannot tell you what it is. At least they actually said sorry, unlike the other YouTubers. There are worse apologies out there. The bar was low to begin with. I don't even know what you're talking about. Look, the thing is, yes, people know who PewDiePie is. I will tell you now that I never ever watched one single video of PewDiePie because I never liked him. So either leave it at that or explain to me what you mean with the apology and for what. I think I wrote about it in my letter to you, that it was all a trick. My father is in fine health and I'm obviously very relieved about that. Hi Bob. I'm sorry Bob, we just changed games. But I do drink for you. Well, we're all delighted to have you back. No, I'm not. I'm not delighted she's back. Can you go away again, Susie? Oh no, Susie, your mother! She's fallen ill. You must go back to Japanese, Nipponese land. Yeah. It was quite by accident that I've been able to return to Europe, actually, as I posed as a tomboy in court. What? It's because of a very grand conference called the International Forensic Science Symposium. Oh great, she's in that. The International Forensic... It's the same symposium Lord Strongheart, the great Archangel, and Realicious and Knuckles mentioned. He made an apology for that bridge moment, and he did say sorry for saying that word. Well, I still don't know what the bridge moment is, and... well, I also don't know what the word is, but I guess I'm better off not knowing it. Anyway, I've arrived safe and sound, and all that matters is that I'm here now. After all, I haven't fulfilled my promise to you, Iris. Oh? You must tell us everything that happened while you were back in Japan. Well, it's a racial slur. Let's leave it at that. Yeah, okay. Yes, of course, I shall. And you don't tell us here, right, Susie? You do that in the background while we cut time. And there's one other thing. Something you wrote in your letter that particularly grabbed my attention. About you know whose name we do not say. You know who about Kazuma. I was comparing his apology video to other YouTubers who did worse things like grooming and scamming people. Yeah. I feel like it's always difficult to tell, like, when it comes to more known people, when they do some shit and then they apologize. I find it always difficult to tell if they are really meaning it or they are just doing it to save some face. For those people, instead of saying sorry and own the mistake. I know, I'll tell you all I can. They try to shift and blame to others. Yeah, that's usually what scumbags do. Converse. Oh god, we have to converse with Susie back in Britain. Bob brought out a ukulele. Wow. When I first arrived back in Japan, I really thought I would never be allowed to return to Britain. But curiously, after that awful trial at the Supreme Court, Father's mood changed entirely. That awful trial? Oh, yeah. It was insanity. That is pretty much insane. For the murder of Jezebel Bread.
Oh, you dressed as a man then, didn't you, Susie? Did you like it? Does it mean anything? How do you feel about it?
Oh, well, yes, since women are forbidden in the courtroom, I had no choice. I wanted to be a tomboy.
Wow, amazing. I wish I had seen it. Don't you, Bruno?
Yes, I suppose so. They cannot never find my tomboy collection. Let me put it away somewhere.
I want to play at being a lawyer now. I could wear a false mustache, maybe.
I don't think any mustache could hide the fact that you're 10 years old, Iris. But she could pay to order homeless children to be her middle body and legs and dress in a big coat. There's something else I've been wanting to ask you, Miss Susie. It's about the real reason why Professor Mikotoba summoned you back to Japan. You said in your letter it was something to do with that convict's loot we found in Mr. Sasuke's lodgings. That's right. The very large dog collar we found in the bee with the bee emblem on it. A very large dog collar with the emblem of a bee on it. Yeah. It seems Mr. Sasuke included a drawing of the collar in the report he submitted about his time in Britain. I understand that when Father saw the report, he turned as white as a sheet. Why would that be then? Father came to Britain himself, of course, to study. It was some time ago now, but he stayed for 6 years. I can only imagine that something must have happened during that time. But if he refuses to tell me what it was, then I intend to find the answers for myself. And I've decided that I, for one, won't keep any more secrets.
Oh, Susie.
It's a very meaningful look Susie is giving Iris there. Oh god. Lord Strongheart, the most divine-looking angel, heart-smiling dog face and knuckles, mentioned something about that symposium too. I think he said that investigative authorities from 40 different countries would attend. Yes, and from Japan. My father and Judge Chigoku have been invited. This is funny if you don't understand Japanese. Jigoku means hell, so his name is Judge Hell. It's something of an honor, I believe. Haha, hee smile. Well, Professor Mikotoba is the leading expert in forensic medicine in our country after all. But who's the other person you mentioned? A judge, did you say? Yes, His Excellency, Judge Seishiro Jigoku. You've met him, Mr. Runer. Last year in the Supreme Court, you can't possibly have forgotten. That terrible trial of yours when you were accused of murder. Yeah, I try to think of that as a positive turning point in my life these days. Well, it was Judge Jigoku who presided over that trial. You know, I shouldn't call him Judge Chigoku. I should just call him Judge Judge Satan. If I'm perfectly honest, I would be happy never to see that man's face again in my life. Oh, well, anyway, he's standing behind you. As father was invited to the symposium, he agreed to me returning to Britain too. He won't actually arrive until next month, but, well, I couldn't wait. So I pleaded with him, and in the end, he agreed to me going ahead. Yeah, about the symposium. The Symposium of Death. It seems as though... Can I English, please? It seems as though Lord Strongheart, the Imperial Knight and Lord Savior Knuckles has put in an awful lot of work to make it happen. It's obviously very important. I believe it is, yes. As I understand it, Lord Strongheart, the Divine, and Knuckles organized the entire event himself. I think he's hoping that by achieving exceptional results, he will get the job of Attorney General. The most senior position in the British justice system. He's hoping to use his power to create the world's finest policing institution. That's what father said anyways. Anyway, apparently it's Lord Strongheart, the Divine, and Knuckles believe a lifelong ambition. Does Professor Mikotoba know Lord Strongheart the Mighty and Knuckles personally then, I wonder? Actually, Lord Strongheart, the Mighty Knight, and Knuckles gave me a long speech all about this very subject only yesterday. But I sort of lost the will to live early on and didn't really listen to much of it. How trying for you. Jezebel bread. The woman whose unforgivable actions ended in me being wrongly accused of a crime I didn't commit.
The murder of Dr. John H. Wilson.
Yes, Jezebel Bread. That's a name I won't forget as long as I live. The extra common thing is, though, it seems it's a name we should all forget. Sorry? Since the incident, our government's intelligence services have been investigating Miss Bread. But it turns out that the Englishwoman by the name of Jezebel Bread didn't actually exist. In reality, she was Lady Gaga. Didn't exist? But how can that be? It was a pseudonym. Her real name was Shin. And she wasn't a visiting student either. That was a front. A front? Who on earth was she then? Capcom, I hate you. Why are you doing this? Miss A. Shin. Fine, Capcom. You want to call her Miss A. Shin? Good. I will rename her. Miss Leggy, her name is literally all our intelligence services have been able to ascertain about her. Know what? I'm gonna call her Miss Leggies. Nobody knows why or even how she came to be in Japan. It's a complete mystery. But that makes no sense. It's no easy task to be accepted as a foreign student anywhere. I can smell the roasted seafood. Seafood or seafood or seafood? What is it going to be? I crave. Did you unconsciously crave different things? What could the woman have been up to? I'm afraid I really don't know. The only thing we can be sure of is that she had some business in our country that we don't yet understand. Curse my neighbor. And now she's been killed. While all the questions surrounding her existence remain unanswered. They opened a seafood restaurant a while ago. Ah, I see. They are cursing you. I'm afraid so. Now I have to sleep and smell it every day before sleep. Yeah, that sucks. Hey, Leggies. Who on earth was she? And why do I feel as though I've heard that name before somewhere? I heard it from Coffee. What about Kazuma? After my friend's Ray's trial, the reporter who actually killed Miss Bread said something very strange. I don't remember his name. I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on. In that visiting student's fate. Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They don't know what the guy they don't know that the guy never made it to England, that he died on that steamship, and that he will never. Obviously, I couldn't ask him to elaborate on the time. But later, I visited the man in his prison cell and asked him what he was going to say about Kazuma-sama. Yeah, so he is, as you see. He is in jail. And what did you learn? After he died on the voyage to Great Britain, his body would have been unladen at the port of Hong Kong and passed it into the care of the consulate staff there. Should have been? Well, it turns out that his body never arrived. It just disappeared. What a shocker. Nani? Kazuma's body vanished? Our government tried to cover the fact up, it seems. They erected a big penis, a grave on the cliffs by our hometown. Except Kazuma-sama isn't there. Did Professor Mikotoba know about this? Yes, it would seem that he did. But he didn't tell me. They're still investigating what happened to Kazuma-sama's body as we speak. I just don't believe it. And what is this acute feeling of apprehension I have all of a sudden? Thinking back now, some of the things that happened on the SS Puria were definitely strange. After he died, we were we never saw his body again, did we? Could it be? Could it be that he's actually accidentally... Stop it, Mr. Rono! It's too much to bear. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Just thinking about the possibility pains me so very much. Cast your mind back for a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. When Kazuma-sama was discovered, Mr. Sholmes was there, wasn't he? And he definitely examined the body. I remember it clearly. Ah, you're right. You're right. So, if Kazuma hadn't actually been dead at all, it would mean that Mr. Sholmes had lied to us. Mr. Murloc Sholmes, yes. Mr. Merlin Sholmes, even better. But there's no reason why he would possibly have done such a thing. He would never lie and deceive his friends. Never, ever. And if he would, I would take his katana and kill him on the spot. I suppose you shouldn't do that, but that's true, yes. Hey, Seka. Thought I would check in. Hi, Asla. Weren't you supposed to start streaming like 42 minutes ago? Wait, I'm an hour ahead. No, you're about to stream. I'm sorry. How's it going, Asla? The idea that he might still be alive somewhere makes me angry. It wants to fill me with hope, but I can't let it in because if it turned out not to be true. Fucking time zones, indeed. Well, yeah, I did put in another message saying it might be another hour as well. Don't worry. It's fine. I know how that is. I bought a Samsung Galaxy S25 Edge for no reason. Okay. There isn't yet a review out there, so I cannot actually judge it, but apparently it has like far worse battery than the other ones. So why didn't you get the Ultra instead? What do you think about Expedition 33, Mr. Streamer? I think the game is fantastic. I didn't watch much of it. I only waited for it to be released. And yes, I'm very interested to play it myself. Samsung Smart Fridge. Isn't the S25 Edge only real selling feature being stupid thin? Stupid thin and having back, I think the rounded over display edge. I think that's the only two arguments for the Edge. As far as I know. But since I use a specific website that does a good, nice review about phones, I always wait for what they write. And I haven't seen a review of it yet. How about a folding phone? The folding phones are now, these days, actually good. In the beginning, they weren't, like, great. Then I'd be back at the bottom of that awful pit of despair again. Despair. Smile. Boop, 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 boop. I'm terrified of what it might do to me. Oh, Miss Susie. I know, she's given the idea the thought it deserves. If Susie were talking about... It's Susie we are talking about after all. Folding phone owner here. They are fine, but not that special. Don't get one unless you have a reason you want the aspect ratio or size changing features. Yeah. So I probably shouldn't push it now.
Don't push her.
Also, I see nothing about the Edge display on the S25 Edge, but I remember the old Edge devices having that feature. Yeah. In all honesty, I only see, like, some reports about it, but I never actually looked at a picture of it, so I cannot tell. But I can just open the page and see, you know? Crazy. S25 Edge. Doesn't look like it has like an edge. Not really. Why is it even called Edge? Because it's edgy? I don't understand. What is the selling point? The selling point is it breaks faster? I don't know why, but the folding phone looks ridiculous to me. The thing is this. The same thing, because Apple is so into it, making your phones thinner is not helping for its stability. I always say I'd rather have thicker phones and get better battery and get a bigger battery inside of this thing instead of having thinner phones. But that's just me. I'm not speaking for the majority of people. I just speak for myself. I understand why people love thin phones. I get it. We talked about the Edge and we were wondering what is actually going for this phone except for being it thin, because it has the old name Edge, because the old Galaxy Edge phones had this round edge on the side, which had at least a function, but this phone doesn't even have that. It's called Edge regardless, and it's basically like an Ultra, but it has worse battery. So it's kind of strange this device is on the market. Yeah. And I mentioned that I personally don't like thin phones because the structural stability of phones get worse the thinner they get. I do understand why people prefer thin phones, I get it, but I personally always say like I rather want my phones to be thicker again, because then we can cram a bit more battery into the entire thing. But that's subjectively what I want out of a phone. It's objectively terrible because it has a poorer battery, slower charging and worse camera. Marginal increase in value could get you the Ultra. Yeah. And I basically asked you, why did you get this when you could basically have an Ultra for the same price? In my case, I got it with a 50% discount plus an extra 150 quid off, which is pretty nice. And on those payment plans where you can swap the phone for a new model after a year, effectively use the phone for a year and only pay half the value of it. Yeah, that's pretty nice actually. Out of interest, could you next year switch to an Ultra if you wanted to? And maybe they would ask for a slight up price of a one-time payment if you did that. Hi what people, we are talking about phones. How are you doing? I have a S24 Ultra already. I'm going to use this as an outdoor phone. If it gets smashed or stolen, it's covered by mandatory insurance, but more importantly, if I lost my main phone, it would make me very sad and angry, because setting up all my apps and losing all my data would suck. And yeah, you can swap it for any S26 based on previous games. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, see, this is, for example, another point. You prefer to have two devices, which is fine. One you can have at home and one you can have outside. Absolutely valid. If you have the money for it, of course. I cannot move. I don't think I wanna, actually. Whatever. My logic is that thin design sucks. I can swap it later and it's not my main phone, but yeah, I'd never buy it as my main device. Fair? It's a stupid gimmick, but I'm a technophile and I would enjoy using a phone without a case. I understand that. I still say that Samsung is dumb for calling this device the Edge when it doesn't have the well-known Edge feature that Samsung basically invented, so to speak. While the Edge, the actual Edge phones with the rounded edges of display, while they had a function and it was actually not like a bad thing at the end when they stopped doing it, because then it was like a matured software thing, it always was like an additional risk of breaking stuff. That was maybe the downside to it, but it wasn't so stupid actually the way Samsung developed it in the end. Samsung is dumb in general. They are their best, and with displays and memory on their phones are upmarket but objectively worse than many other similar brands. Their appliances are horrendously bad. I'm a bit a simp for Samsung because I hate Apple and I don't want to buy a Chinese branded phone, but I'm objective too. The problem with Samsung phones is because Samsung is now top leader when it comes to Android phones, they are resting on their laurels. And you see that because of the last two iterations of their phones where they barely made any progress, because they know they can just make 5-10% more into the phones and sell it, and it will sell like hotcakes because people are used to it and they just buy it. But I have to say, they have now competition from China, Because now you see Chinese phones that push the batteries. You see Chinese phones that have like IP69 ratings. Nice. And so on. But one of the things when it comes to Android is that Samsung still has the overall all-round package that you are looking for in a phone. You know? They have the memory you want, they have the displays you want, they have, well, more or less the cameras you want. You can get better cameras in a phone, but they are good enough, and they have like always like the latest tech in it, like the latest Bluetooth is in it, the latest Wi-Fi support is in it, the best USB is currently in it, you know? While these things often lack in competition phones. If competition phones would reach like this overall package that Samsung is selling to the world, then they would become a serious competition to Samsung. I hope that happens, because in the end, us as customers will have the profit out of that situation. Audio Edge comes with the Buds 3. They copied Apple's design, and I'd be happy with yet another pair of Bluetooth headphones. For me, I would prefer a phone with the curved glass design, the 3.5mm jack. Yeah, did you know that there is no space problem with the 3.5mm jack? The only reason phone makers actually started to drop that is not because they have no space for it. They do. But they do it so you buy their Bluetooth headphones. That's the only reason they started to drop it. And fingerprint scanner on the rear. Plus removable battery. Those were all things I enjoyed previously. Yeah, I can completely understand that. To be honest, the Bluetooth headphones are better anyways. I just want my Samsung S7 with updated processor. That phone was the right size and shape. Yeah, but you know how it is. The times of smaller phones is over. But it's a problem when you have forgotten your Bluetooth and your friend has a traditional jack. So sad. I will say I still have a phone with a 3.5mm jack. I'm very glad about that. My current headphones have cables, and they're really good and nice. And I will be honest, the one thing that I will be extremely sad when I upgrade my phone is losing it. Because personally, I don't want to buy new headphones just so I can have Bluetooth headphones. I'm also not a big fan of Bluetooth headphones to begin with. I don't mind cables on my headphones. I know there are adapters, but it makes everything annoying. But still, like, could we just bring the 3.5mm jack back into phones, please, so we have options? You know, now you have already garnered the majority of people into your Bluetooth garden. Can we now have it back, please, so we can just choose? Thank you.
It must be about a year ago now. I wrote a really long story based on some of my father's old notes. It's about one of Hurley's greatest exploits. I called it The Hound of the Baskervilles.
But then Mr. Sholmes forbade you from publishing it and put the manuscript somewhere nobody could get their hands on it.
So nobody knows anything about it apart from Hurley and I. But for some reason, you knew the title of it, didn't you, Susie?
Oh, it sounds exciting! The Hound of the Baskervilles! I should love to read it.
And you wouldn't tell me how you would know, how you would come to know of it.
That wasn't a sentence, but whatever. Yes, but I made you a promise that I would explain one day, didn't I? It will be when you are dead. And me too. I think it's time.
Oh.
I'm only sorry I've had to keep it from you for so long, Iris. It was completely by accident that I came to know the title of your manuscript, Iris. I accidentally read it, all of it, when you didn't look. It was a short while before we left Japan. I was cleaning Father's study and I saw something on his writing desk. A large box of papers. There was a label affixed to the box that was written in English. It read, "The Hound of the Baskervilles." To be honest though, the problem of smartphones is that we've reached the peak pretty much. Basically, yes. I mean, we are all running around with a phone that has an SoC in it that is far more powerful than you actually can use it. That's the reason why they're basically underclocking it, because it is too much to cool down in such a small space. It's also the reason why it throttles the SoC after some time when you, let's say, use it for mobile gaming. If you want something to specialize in, whether that's needlessly luxury or though as hell hyper battery or whatever else you want, it's out there. There's models with the top cameras. Yeah. I feel at this point we have reached mostly the state where for the majority of people you don't need like much higher cameras than we have in there, because most people just take photos and they don't care about the perfect high-end quality. They just want a photo that looks good and not pixelated, and that's it. If you seriously consider like to take great pictures, then you, well, buy an actual camera. I'm sorry, the phone will still not outplay an actual real camera. It cannot. It's a physical thing. I've not been excited about a phone tech in like 10 years. It's all pretty much the same with small incremental changes at this point. Pretty much, yes. And the software sucks on all of them. It could be definitely better, yes. But the problem is, you just simply have only like Android or iOS. That's all there is. The marketing people told me that my phone has the best camera ever, so I believed them. Something megapixel, which means it's better than the older model. Yes, because more megapixel means a better quality picture. Absolutely true, if you would be drunk. I want a Linux phone to be made viable. That would be interesting. True. That would be interesting, that is true. It's just that if you ever do it, it will be a niche phone. It will be a niche phone, and you will not find people being interested in financially supported. Because it's so alone, and it doesn't promise a lot of success. Let me call my friend, types in terminal. Oh no. Hi Vimnoise, how are you? Pinephone tried it and it was a really cool failure. See, Angie, the thing is, we also had at one point Windows phones. And despite that I wasn't really excited about it, apparently a friend of mine in the past had it and said like it was really good. Hey yo, I am similar. That's good to hear. Don't let the stress cover you too much or push you down too much. Let's face it like that. Phrase it like that. Nokia Windows phones were pretty good. I guess they were. Command line. Let me call. It was a joke on Linux, I get it. How am I? I'm doing fine. I was twice late today, but I'm doing fine. See, the biggest problem with Linux is basically that you have Linux, but then for a long time Linux had like distributions and all of them were extremely user unfriendly. And then it kind of changed. They started to make distributions that were more easy to get into, were more user friendly, which is a good development. But in the end, you still end up with, yes, most likely objectively a much better operating system, but it also will restrict you a lot, because now you have to use alternative softwares of the ones you are used to. Maybe today it's less likely the case because more programs also release a Linux version of their stuff, but I think it's still a problem. The next thing that I feel like is still a huge problem is that Linux still works mostly with command lines, and most users that would switch to Linux don't want to learn to deal with that, because it feels like going backwards, you know? Command lines feels like it goes backwards. Of course, everybody who's into Linux will tell you otherwise, and they are not really wrong, but typing in command lines feels like going back to DOS. And users don't want to go back to DOS. Users want the experience they are used to. They want to run Linux like a Windows. They don't want to bother with type in every time your password if you run something. They don't want to run command lines to download specific programs, and you know, this is all just very inconvenient for the normal user. So the biggest thing that still holds back Linux is the entry point is still a roadblock for most users, and the far less support by the usual applications users have in a Windows or a Mac OS environment is not given. And that makes it so complicated. On top of that, gaming on Linux is still not great. It has become better in the last 10 years, but it's still very unsupported. And not just by something like the platforms that distribute games, but also driver-wise. I haven't turned on my laptop in like 3 months. I know I am going to have a fight. I'm going to have to fight a war with it to update the software when I do use it again. It runs ARC-based distro. As my Linux knowledge is not too huge, but I think ARC is one of the middle to complex distributions. Correct me?
What? My Baskerville story.
Of course, I had no idea what it was at that time. But father came in and...
Susie, what are you doing?
Oh, father.
Did you look at my porno? I mean at those papers.
You are correct. Yay! No, I simply read the label, that's all.
Well, put it out of your mind.
Sorry? Nanny?
Forget that you ever saw it, and certainly don't tell anybody else about it.
I know I gave him a different voice. I don't care.
Do you understand?
Is it arc or is it arch? Because I always mix those words up. But what was Iris's manuscript doing in Japan? I have no idea. Second one. But I don't remember what I said second one. Is it a K or is it an SH? But when I heard Iris mention the word Baskerville that day, the title just slipped out. I would have never guessed that it was an unpublished account of one of Mr. Shom's exploits. When I returned to Japan, I asked father to explain, but he refused to answer any of my questions. CH? Sh, like, I suppose? So it's arch. I guess only the instant of this word is arc. And this is always arch. Being challenged to a game of pool, so I'll be back later. Take care. Thank you for dropping in, Asla. And good luck with your pool game. Enjoy. Arc is also a thing. Yeah, arc. But it is also spelled like arc. And then there is archery, which you can also call archery if you want to make a fool out of yourself. Yes, words. English, welcome. And there was no sign of the big box in his office. That's really all I know about it. I've no doubt that father has a very good reason for being so secretive about it, but still. I made up my mind to explain myself to both of you.
Well, thank you for being so honest, Susie.
Okay. So, Mr. Rono, I'm ready to start investigating if you are. I've committed a crime. I mean, every detail about the case to memory. And Iris has told me about the disturbing happenings at the Waxwork Museum as well. So, you're fully abreast of the situation already, Miss Susie. Abreast. Smile. Haha, funny joke here. I'd expected nothing less, to be honest. I would think our first port of call should be to investigate this Mr. Drebber. How did I call Mr. Drebber? Who was Mr. Drebber? Drebber was the police guy, I think. Are you a tiddy of the of the goings on? Oh no. The engineer responsible for building the elaborate machine that was used to effect this extra common trick. Ah yeah, Mr. Drebber. I remember. Yes, a conjurer of sorts by the sense of it, well known in the fields of science and magic. And we need to go and arrest him. Well, yeah. He must know the truth behind this case, so I agree, we really need to find the man.
It sounds like it's a case of tracking someone down. Which is a job for the police or a great detective.
Are we supposed to guess who she might be thinking of? Who could it be? Is it Jean-Luc Picard? We don't have much time, so we need to get started straight away, I think. But I cannot never start straight away. I know, it's a problem, right?
Good idea. Well, best of luck then.
Oh, you're not coming today?
I'm going to Brixton Road shortly for the herb market.
Yes, it's called herb market. There's an H in it.
But let me know later how you got on, won't you?
I will always fight for that. There you go. Now get angry. Enjoy. That was a little abrupt. The pull of the herb market must be strong. Can we move now? A new location has been added, and that new location is what? Oh? What new location? Whatever. Whatever. Hi, Bob. This is actually a good moment to be here, Bob. Thank you. Cheers. Oh my! No wonder it's called the House of Horrors. Look at this hideous wallpaper. I agree. I'd like to turn on my heels and go straight home, via the confectionery. Being scared makes you crave sweets? I can understand that. I was looking forward to a reunion after 6 months away, but there's no sign of Mr. Sholmes anywhere. That's strange. Should be here investigating the abduction of the waxwork. Oh well, I suppose we'll just have to come back again later. And that's it. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, fine. Sure, just send us away. Yes, you don't need to type it out all the time. I had no idea there were so many people in the world. Oh, fun fact, Susie. Come to our time, a few more people joined. I know what you mean. It's really packed here today. Yes, look how packed it is. Empty, except for those 2 offices. Oh, I'm sorry, those 3 offices behind you. I can barely breathe. It feels as though it's taken us 2 hours just to make our way through the crowds to this point. Why didn't you ask like police officers to make way for you since you're investigating this? Has it? I shut my brain down so I didn't really notice, to be honest. He's like a dolphin. Gosh, I do wish I had your absence of mind sometime, Mr. Naruhodo. There you are. I had a feeling you lot would show your mugs before long, which is probably her. Oh no, it's him. Oh, Inspector Grex. Got any pasties? I see you're hard at work as usual by standing around and eating fish and chips. What is going on with him? What's with all the ceremony? We just saw each other in court this morning. Oh, why thank you, Inspector. How good of you to notice. Might be a bit rough around the edges, but he's still a proper English gentleman at heart, I suppose. As you've probably guessed, we are hoping to investigate the scene some more. Right, did you trade my mic? Oi! It's audio, but she doesn't care. She seems to be busy playing with the puppy. Probably giving it a traditional East End training. Gina, she's a police officer now? Amazing, isn't it? Yeah, it's about what you need. What do you mean? It's did what you called and Shibata would no. Oh no! Really? That's a bit of sudden, isn't it? I had no idea. Where are you going to be posted then? Well, come to see you. You're getting, well, we will come to see how you're getting along. He's getting stationed in Shropshire, because that is definitely a place in the UK. Shit, by the way, are you covered, Jimmy? Did you want me to for France? He's going to France? To France. Is it, do you speak French? A, do you speak French? B, do you like the most longest sewer system in the world? Filled with bones? But France, it's an entirely different country. Do you even speak French? Tu comprends moi langue? Oui, non? Je suis une table? Non, un table? I don't know. Forget it. I don't understand. Why would you be sent there? Did what you work hard, she. Oh, don't poke it out, you will wonder. French motherfucker, do you speak it? That would be funny as hell. Same scene, but instead him saying, French motherfucker, do you speak it? Français, motherfucker. Tu parles? Tu parles? Tu parles? What? You're taking Gina to Paris? I suppose he's worried she would slip back into slipping her hands into people's pockets and purses. I don't think he's worried about her pickpocketing, Mr. Naruhodo. I think he's worried about the Reaper. Oh, of course. So that's playing on Inspector Greg's mind too, is it? No, of course not. And now she reacts. Oi! Did you call me a blooming diving diva again? C'est de chez moi. Quelque chose? Et je vois que tu vas comporter mes capables beaver. Right. Alright, you're Earth boss. Inspector Lestrade in charge in now. I suppose I'd better keep my word and not mention anything about Paris. Bonjour, Madame Gina Lestrade. You've got a new dog, have you? Ah oui, isn't he great? Dobby's his name. Oh, how delightful! He's absolutely adorable. And definitely not hers. Yes, the dog does seem lovely. but it's not the so lovely Inspector Gregs that's playing on my mind, to be honest. Gina. Qu'est-ce que tu fais? We were actually hoping that we could investigate the scene again. Yeah, alright. If it's around here, you can do what you like. Oh, that's alright, is it? I'm going to playing with me new friend here. Ah yes, Toby. What the dog said. The machine that exploded must be at the top of those stairs, I presume. I haven't actually seen it yet, so if you don't mind. Sorry, can't get up there, Suze. 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 If you ever encounter someone in your life whose name is Susie, call them Suze. Oh. It's like the old otters. Yes, it's like I told Otter yesterday. It ain't allowed near the wreck. What's it called again? The reason we ain't supposed to touch it. The special dispenser. My brain. The Special Dispenser for Scientific Equipment Act. Is that what you were thinking of? It's one. That's why them a lot allowed to, that's why only them a lot allowed to investigate it. What are they called again? The forensic something? The forensic investigation team? Is that what you were thinking of? That's the one, yeah. But isn't the case that the special dispensation has been lifted? I think so. I don't really get it, to be truthful with ya. You're still supposed to get permission from the bigwig or other, as far as I know. What was his name again? Lord Strange, Wonderful, Great Knight, Knuckles, something. I'm not sure that's quite right, Gina. I think you mean Lord Strongheart, the Divine, and Knuckles, perhaps? It's the one, yeah. Apparently he is always watching on the time or watching the game or something. So, without Lord Strongheart's Archangel and Knuckles express permission, we can't investigate on the stage. Yay. It was great, wasn't it? It had right laugh. It was a new one on me, that. You know, being in court and not spending the whole day worrying him about to be found out. You did keep an awful lot of secrets in all your previous court appearances, didn't you? Yeah, and others made things hard for me every single time and all. Just doing my job, Gina. Or watching someone else get it in the neck is a lot of fun, actually. It was amazing when you showed the Dodgy Professor's dodgy experiment was a total fix. The Dodgy Professor, as you put it, Gina, is Mr. Naruhodo's client. Yes, I'm starting to wish he wasn't, though. Is a boss of his sorry for, sent off to do the impossible. What do you mean? Is supposed to arrest the other curve, ain't he? In time of tomorrow and all. You know, the dodgy engineer? What's his name again? Mr. Drebber, you mean? Enoch Drebber. That's the one, yeah. So the police are looking for this mysterious man with the black monocle. I guess they would be. I guessed they would be. It's putting too much on the boss, if you ask me. He says it's giving him gut ache. And definitely not the fish and chips he's constantly eating. Oh dear me, but I do wonder if that isn't actually from all the fried food. Isn't it? So Scotland Yard are tracking... can I English? So Scotland Yard are trying to track down Mr. Enoch Drebber. I wonder if they had any luck. He's really fun looking. Got 2 eyes, but don't match. Stole a glimpse of a picture of him earlier. I mean, I didn't actually binge it or nothing. The old devil's got it. Sorry? Who? I know. It's Galling Reaper what's always clogging down the glasses of that blood-red plonk. Ah, Lord Van Six. Is always added in for me, that cough. Don't know what is always scolding about, mind. Probably would have been pretty good, been a pretty good boss as it goes. She would rather be the Reaper's apprentice than a detective's trainee? The way I see it, if the choice is between a chip-guzzling detective and a chalice-glugging demigod, you're equally badly off with both. Demigod. I suppose you're right. I hadn't thought of it like that. Glad we've put that one to bed. There, Gina, let's bring you to bed. I tell you, this is called modern mock, and you motherfucking Yeah, it's good, let's go to bed. Anyway, point is, everyone at the yard's dead set on finding the fishy engineer. But there don't seem to be no clues to go on, so they're stuck. There's nothing that that can lead us to Drebber at all. Where did you find that little mutt then, Gina? Oi! Don't be so flammin' rude, Odo. Slight overreaction, don't you think? He ain't no mutt, alright? Toby's, oh, did I put it? Oh yeah, a bona fide detective. I'm sure Ebitsun would cherish this moment. I know it's called bona fide. Sorry? I've given him a proper title and everything. Is Chief Inspector Toby to you? More senior than Inspector Greggs, is he? Oh, so he's a police dog, is he? Police recruit dogs now? Yes, so police officers can walk more than they already do. The complete opposite from today's police officer in London. I've heard that they are already being used officially in Germany as part of their city policing. Yes, Susie, do you also know what's going to happen in a little bit in Germany? No, you don't, because it's your future, and you cannot see the future, but I can see your future and my past. They're used for chasing criminals and such alike. Such alike. They have a wonderful sense of smell after all. Yes, dogs have a wonderful sense of smell. That's why they push their nose directly under the tail of other dogs, because they couldn't smell it otherwise. Right? I have a fairly good sense of smell myself, as it happens. I can tell the undergarments that have been freshly laundered from undergarments that haven't. Ah, did nothing compared to this little fella, Otto. Oh, really? According to what the boss said. She's holding the dog like a gun. Once Toby has got a good whiff of your drawers, it could chase us into the other side of the world. What? To the other side of the world? You mean he can swim? Let that sink in for a moment. Start cooking. Cheers. Mr. Naruhodo, I think you may have missed the point by rather a wide margin. I just can't believe this dog has such an incredible skill. Swimming. And telling ya, Otto, there's gonna be more and more dogs doing their bit for the police in the future. True. Yes! Hi! So Disney. Right? One of these days they'll be barking orders at us lot, not the other way around. This is not Fist. Oh dear, sorry Genie, I don't think I agree with your vision quite that much. Susie hates furries. Kill her. I mean, kill her regardless. Well, anyway, whatever you think about that, Dobby here is a Britain's first police dog. I found him in the East End the other day. Someone had chucked him out on the street, which is not very nice. There you go. I knew she would lifted him from somewhere. Ah, she did. Okay, whatever. Oh, Gina, you're such a kind-hearted soul, aren't you? To children and to animals. Do we actually have to investigate anything? How do I move this? And why? I'm pressing D to go to the right side. That doesn't even make sense. E. Well, let's go here. Z. Nuts. Who is that? You know what? Don't tell me who that is. Hopefully this character never ever talks to us. Oh, who's that standing beside Lord Strongheart, the wonderful knight, and Knuckles? I wonder. I've never seen her before. Oh, that's a her. Okay. How can she tell? From behind. Ah, the young champion of the court. You had some success this morning, I understand. And you've thrown the entire government into disarray as a result. Oh. You mean because of Professor Bun Bun's experiment? Sham science being demonstrated at London's Great Exhibition. The country's been made to look foolish, and now politicians are scrabbling to respond. Oh no, the poor politicians. I feel so bad for it. Oh wait, I don't. Lord Van Ziegs is in Whitehall as we speak, giving an emergency briefing. Oh dear, I didn't mean to cause trouble. None of this is your responsibility. The government is entirely to blame for having been taken in. The special dispenser that prevents investigation at the scene will be annulled later today. Once that happens, my forensic investigation team will move in and deal with that scrap metal in no time. It's scrap metal now, is it? That is the most key visual singer for a Japanese band if I ever saw one. Until later then, Lord Strongheart? Look, I don't know what voice I will give this person. Yes, thank you. She will come back, probably in the next case. Or this case, whatever. Who was that? That was a Japanese key visual singer from Nipponese land. Wait, what? Dr. Courtney Scythe. Dr. Courtney Scythe. Really? Scythe? As in scythe? As in this? They gave her the name of the Reaper? That was Dr. Death, Scotland Yard's esteemed chief coroner. She is the leading forensic investigation team's handling of this case. She's the leading... She's leading... Can I read? She's leading the forensic investigation team's handling of this case. She was just delivering her report about the victim, in fact. Oh, I see. About my ass. Following the outcome of the trial earlier, I asked the coroner's office to re-evaluate its findings. I don't have time to tell you what she concluded. If you want to know, you will have to ask her directly, but then I have to voice act her. Don't you understand? You can find her in the forensics laboratory. Oh, right. Good thing I have no access to that because I'm just a random lawyer. Now, what were you here to see me about? I can give you 7 minutes and 39 seconds of my time. So, he's not running quite so spectacularly late anymore. Sure, let's converse. What exactly is the forensic investigation team that you mentioned before?
The British Empire's police force must become the most exemplary in the world. For that to happen, it's imperative that we embrace forensic science and everything it has to offer, including torture. I first created the forensic investigation team a year ago. Now, a year ago now, unofficially of course, to pave the way. I basically committed crime, but nobody's going to touch me. Nobody is going to touch me.
Goodness, a year ago.
At next month's symposium, I intend to present the result of their work to the world.
You have created Legos. I think it's gonna be a major success in the future.
What the fuck is a Lego? Once I do that, the House of Lords will be powerless to oppose the creation of a full-scale forensic division. Or you can do it the British way, just kill everybody in the House of Lords. Amen. Whatever. And once that happens, the position of Attorney General will be mine, and criminals will suffer dearly. I will eat their pancreas.
Yes, that is actually a manga or anime as well. I want to eat your pancreas. Apparently it's actually good. For the strange sounding title. It's really weird. Anyway, what do you mean?
For too long, those scoundrels have made a mockery of our legal system with false evidence and bribes. But London's scum is about to be rounded up and burned in the fires of hell. That's why we invited Judge Hell. I intend to see it personally. By creating the finest police force the world has ever known, even Jackie Chan is in it, to protect our honor and our future.
Look at those eyes. Those special eyes. He means every word.
Dr. Death. Dr. Death. Dr. Death. Dr. Death is an extremely reliable coroner. When I officially establish the forensic division at Scotland Yard, she will run it as my right-hand woman. At least he says woman. Now then, speaking of the symposium, Miss Mikotoba.
Oh, yes, my lord?
Your father should be on the high seas as we speak, making his way here to represent the Empire of Japan.
Yes, that's right. I understand he will arrive at the beginning of next month. Are you acquainted, Lord Strongheart, the wonderful, rich knight and knuckles? With Professor Mikotoba, I mean?
It was many years ago now, but yes, I remember Dr. Mikotoba very well. If my memory serves, it was some 15 years ago now that your father came to Britain as a visiting student.
It was the year I was born, so yes, 16 years ago in fact.
Mikotoba was a young practitioner of forensic science. and hell accompanied him as a young, promising judge. The punctiliousness and politeness of the Japanese at the time impressed us greatly. We use a lot of complicated words in this game to make your reading capability worse. Not that I wish to imply impoliteness or carelessness on your part in any way. I didn't think that you were. Dr. Mikotoba studied forensic at one of London's large hospitals. You mean those with lesser rats? Saint sinners, if I'm not mistaken, just like any other sinner that I'm going to execute. Dr. Death was also there then, as it happens. Then Dr. Death knows my father, does she? She was a young medical assistant at the time, so I doubt their paths crossed regularly. But I've no doubt they knew each other superficially, artificially, and intelligently. After all, Dr. Mikotoba was here studying his subject for some 6 years in total. 6 years? It's a long time to be studying abroad, isn't it? I lived with my grandmother in those years. So he left his newly born daughter behind and went overseas for 6 whole years? It was a rather turbulent time at home. Oh? Perhaps father wanted a reason to get away. What do you mean? Why? Oh, my parents got divorced. Well, clearly something was going on at the time. I wanted to ask you about Lord Van Zeeks, actually. I heard that his older brother was killed some years ago by a mass murderer known as the Professor, who targeted nobles and royalty. Is that right? You Japanese are a thorough lot. You've done your research well. Yes. And you could say it was that very incident that gave rise to the Reaper. What? Why? When his brother Clint Van Zeeks was murdered, it was just after young Barak had graduated from the University of London and became a prosecutor. When obvious criminals who managed to evade conviction in court started disappearing, rumors quickly spread throughout the capital. Londoners started to say that wherever Baron Van Zeeks went, the ghost of his dead brother wasn't far behind. In all honesty, I think this guy here has people that will kill people that Baron Van Zeeks has prosecuted to give the people this fear of him. That's just plan of his overarching scheme he's playing here. Oh my word! Nobody says that, Susie. So, Lord Van Zeeks isn't a Reaper? It's the ghost of his brother? Ever since that time, he became a very aloof figure in London's legal circles. Smile. Oh, yes, Lord Strongheart the Divine and Knuckles. Go ahead. It's about Professor Bun's experimental machine. We would like your permission to examine the remains of it, if possible. Are you well versed in science then? Not in the slightest. In fact, you could say I was barely aware of the subject at all until recently. Well, the special dispenser legally preventing investigation of the machine is currently being nullified. Within a few hours, Dr. Derf's team of forensic experts will begin their own investigation. But I suppose, until then, there's no harm in you looking at the wreckage, as long as you don't touch nothing. Thank you. Anthony! Being able to look at it is better than nothing.
And I'll be able to see it too.
Your time is up. You will have to excuse me now, I'm afraid. My next engagement calls.
We are extremely sorry to have troubled you when you are so busy, my lord.
I have important matters to attend to in preparation for the symposium, you understand? No? Can we just go? Okay. We are now allowed to go here.
Oi, it's off limits up there. Try sneak past me again and I stuff your gob full of the boss's fish and chips. Yes, please, I love fish and chips.
I suppose we need special permission, which we have.
Which we have. Huh? Didn't he just say like it's okay?
That's not where I wanted to go.
Huh? He just said it's okay. Then again, he didn't give us like a written permission or anything.
So the game is going to be a bitch.
I see.
That makes sense.
Well, that looks like a lovely place. You know, I always find it really amusing when you see coronas in movies and series and they're like, yeah, dead body, it's okay. It's like, and then they take their sandwich and start eating it, like standing next to the dead body and making like some talk with the detective or police officers. Like, yeah, you can see like he died because of this. Oh. And yeah, it's like, it's so funny that they stay so fucking chill with all of this and going like, I'm hungry. I'm pretty sure a real Corona doesn't eat his lunch in the same room with dead people. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I believe this is it. Dr. Dev's laboratory.
That chemical smell really assaults my nose, and there's plenty to assault the eyes in here too.
Bones that move on their own.
It looks as though the doctor isn't here. But we are here now, so we may as well do some sightseeing, don't you think? And take some evidence with us by accident.
What a seasoned tourist you've become, Miss Susie. Could just have a little look around, being careful not to upset any restless souls. Mm-hmm. Well, look at this. What a magnificent display case. The cherry wood has been polished to a high sheen, and the intricate carving is a joy to behold. Western cabinet makers really are very skilled, aren't they?
Do you have nothing to say about the skeleton inside, Mr. Naruhodo?
It looks bare bone. It has seen better times. It's... Miss Sudi, can't you tell that I'm trying very hard to avoid talking about the terrifying contents of the case? It's how I cope.
I'll be sure to remember that from now on. I suppose this is Dr. Dev's desk.
I would not like to work in a place like this.
It's very tidy though, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Imagine how efficiently she must work. Unlike you.
The lighting is poor, which is bad for the eyes, and the chemical smell can't be good for you.
But bad light is bad for your eyes. Don't sit too close to the screen, you'll get blind. Don't hold hands with your girlfriend, with your female friend. You could get her pregnant. Don't touch the same swing as your friends. You might get the cooties. Me.
Not to mention the skeleton watching over you as you work, which is definitely bad for the nerves. What are you, Chinese?
Well, yes, those are valid concerns, I suppose.
I'll just cope with a one-eyed Daruma doll watching over me, but that's all. Sure, bro.
That looks like an owl and a crow up there.
I know, they haven't even twitched since we came in here, but I have twitched, and I'm still twitching.
Well, no, they wouldn't have. They are taxidermy mounds, Mr. Naruhodo.
I was afraid you were going to say that. I've been trying very hard to tell myself they're just sleeping with their eyes open.
Yes, I think perhaps you were wise to put something like your Daruma doll on display in the office instead.
Uh-huh. There's no music in here. This is so annoying. Look at all the bottles and the shelves in these cabinets. What an assortment of chemicals.
Look, Mr. Naruhodo, I found nitroglycerin. Here, catch! Ah! These ones here are labeled highly toxic. It's strange, there's actually no liquid in the bottle. Instead, there are letters inside. This one says, "Go kill yourself."
Don't say that to people, please. Thank you. That's worrying, because there are also things that look like salt and pepper shakers in there.
Huh, yes, they'll actually say salt and pepper on them.
Did she actually put salt and pepper in the chemical shelf?
The doctor probably spends a lot of time in this room, I suppose. Perhaps she has meals here sometimes?
Life goes on, even when you're surrounded by death.
True.
Those large jars seem to have pale things floating around inside of them. I suppose they are fruit liquors or something. Or like pickled umeboshi plumes we make back home.
Ah, father had jars like that in his laboratory as well. I expect there are human organs in a preserving solution, probably as examples of some rare medical condition.
Miss Susie, there are some things in the world that it's perfectly fine never to know about. Ever. How is he a lawyer when he doesn't know things like that?
Oh,
So as I said, I'm sure they're all fruit liquors or umeboshi, aren't they?
of course. Haha, smile.
A table and a set of sharp tools. When you consider each in isolation, it all looks quite innocent, until the alien shows up. So why is it that when you put them side by side, they seem so horribly disturbing?
It might be best not to ponder on it too deeply. Seeing the large tome that's open on the desk does make me wonder, though. How can anybody concentrate on bookwork with this acrid odor of chemicals in the air?
You get used to it. You'd either have to have a cast iron constitution or a really terrible sense of smell. Or you're getting used to it. That's basically everything in this room. Yep. Why did we even go here? What? What do you mean, investigate more? There is nothing more. Susie, there's nothing more. I'm sorry to tell you, but there's nothing more. Fuck, Susie? The fuck? What is wrong with you, Susie? Why, Susie? Susie? Suze? I can't literally not there's nothing. There's nothing. Susie, there's nothing. Yeah. Do everything we can while investigating today. Let's go to prison? Do you know, I don't believe we visited this place for some time. Okay. Hopefully he's here. Oh, he's here. Oh god. Ladies and gentlemen, we lost Dr. Bun Bun. What's he doing?
He's... Oh my, the whole wall of the cell is covered in mathematical equations.
And he's still writing some more now. Professor, sorry to interrupt.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. And who is this young lady? My name is Susie. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's Judy. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor.
Oh, if only I'd met a refined young woman like you sooner. None of this would have happened.
No, that's not logical. That makes no sense at all. Oh dear, I'm so sorry if my presence here upsets you.
I owe you an apology too, Professor. I didn't manage to deliver what I promised you I would in court this morning.
Oh, no. The whole thing, the whole miserable affair. It all happened because I've been such a complete and utter clot. Professor Bun, what have you been working on in your cell? Oh, you mean this? Oh dear, how embarrassing. I was suddenly struck by an idea, you see, and I simply had to write it down. The wall was all I had to hand.
Oh, is it some new hypothesis? Something to surpass super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, maybe?
No, actually, this is my autobiography. Your autobiography.
Why is it called an autobiography? I mean, what is the auto? I mean, the biography itself doesn't write itself, you know? It doesn't automatically put itself into a book. So what is the author doing in this word?
How I was diddled and fiddled by Albert Bun.
How I was diddled and fiddled. Are you trying to write a porno? Huh?
I found I can represent my odd fortunes with only odd numbers and an ambitious set of simultaneous equations. Really? I'm going to have to pay back all the loans I took for the kinesis machine, you see. So it's going to be a new serial publication from next month, part 1, an odd birth, an odd upbringing.
Oh great, he created... oh no. You can't beat the man's optimism, that's for sure. I see. Well, for now, would you mind if we talked a little bit more about the case?
Oh yes, of course. I've been working through the numbers. I was diddled, I was fiddled by the pair of them. By
My ass.
and by that aloof engineer Drebber.
Not going to have to sit through an explanation of all these equations, are we?
My ass.
Everything I believed in has been turned on its head. My research, my
ass.
the kinesis machine, my hypothesis even.
I'm sorry it's come to this. There was really no other way.
No, it's not your fault. I wanted to protect my work, but in the end, there was nothing worth protecting. It was never my intention to deceive anyone. I didn't want to trick the public. No, of course you didn't. But in court this morning, I realized something.
Shit, that was what he said. Oh?
If you've done something wrong without knowing it, You've still done something wrong. Logically, it makes no difference if you were aware of it or not. Ignorance is a poor excuse. The blame still lies with me.
He's actually correct. But at the same time, it's also ridiculous sometimes. Let's assume you go to a country that has like a specific law and you didn't know about it and you break it. Should you really be held responsible for it, for breaking something like that? And you also should consider this. Many countries and parts of this country have like some old ass ridiculous laws that nobody is following anymore, and yet you're breaking it every day. Hi, Bob.
Oh, Professor. He believed in me this morning, you know. Barak did. He believed in my hypothesis.
Well, I think that was just a necessary factor in the prosecution establishing its case.
No, Barak wouldn't do something like that. I'm sure he genuinely believed it.
Did he?
I think I understand now why it was that he decided to take the prosecution in my trial, I mean. After the terrible accident happened, nobody would believe in my hypothesis anymore. Not the police, not the prosecution service, not any lawyers even.
I feel like I dealt some kind of finishing blow there.
So if any other prosecutor had taken the case, if it was anyone other than Barak, I'm sure the prosecution would have declared my hypothesis as a complete and utter nonsense. And in that case, you would have been declared a fraud yourself, Professor. Exactly, which would have been a fate worse than death for me. But Barak insisted that I was a proper man of science from start to finish.
You think that's why he...
I know him very well indeed.
Professor Fraud.
He's an extremely kind-hearted soul. But that extremely kind-hearted soul spent all morning trying to paint you as a murderer, didn't he? Well, admittedly, that part of the analysis appears to have some flaws in it.
And what about the whole Reaper side of things? How does that fit in the kind-hearted soul idea? Also, whether he is heckin' good, I think I'ma go for an after-work bike ride now. That sounds lovely. Well, then, I would say thank you for being here. Enjoy your bike ride. Safe and sound travels. Thank you so much for being here.
My ass.
Do you think he set out to trick me from the very start?
I'm sorry to say, that does seem likely, yes. I'll be back in an hour. See you if you're still going. Yep. Okay. Bye-bye. Take care.
When I first met him, he introduced himself as a wealthy financier.
Blah.
He looked over the paper I'd written and said my work would benefit all humanity and must be pursued. He was so enthused. He was so empathic.
But in reality, he was a mastermind of some vast criminal network, it seems.
I still can't believe it. As the machine was essentially a set decoration for some stage magic, it probably didn't require a large amount of investment, actually.
But the scale of it, it wasn't just some small trick. It was a very elaborate feat of deception.
All young scientists are full of hope about their burgeoning ideas, full of zeal, of zeus. But none of us have any money. We want to do research, but we can't afford it.
Welcome to real world.
Many of us take on barely legal part-time work to try to earn just a few measly pennies to carry on. To go through all of that only to be taken for a complete fool. It's too rotten to believe.
It is, I agree. And that's why we have to find the we have those... And that's why we have to find those responsible and bring them to justice. Justice!
My ass
is no more, of course, which leaves only the engineer. Mr. Enoch Drebber. I think I should call him Debbie. He is an engineer or magician or a swindler?
It was about a year ago when
my ass
first brought Debbie to meet me at the laboratory. Since then, I've met him many times to discuss the details about the kinesis machine.
But at no point did you have any inkling that he was just an illusionist?
Oh, he definitely wasn't just an illusionist.
What do you mean?
He was a wealth of deep scientific knowledge. There's no question that the man's a genuine scientist. It's instantly apparent in conversation.
I see.
But the wretched man deceived you, Professor. It's unforgivable. Must do everything we can to find him and bring him to justice. Are there no more clues you can give us as to his whereabouts? I'm sorry. We only ever discussed the kinesis machine, nothing else. Although, just once, I did visit his workshop.
And you didn't tell us? I didn't demand justice, I demanded just eyes. What workshop?
Debbie's enormous fabrication laboratory where he constructed my great machine.
Why? Why didn't you mention this before? Enoch Debbie's workshop. Is there every chance we might find the man there? So, you've been to Debbie's place of work then?
Yes, just once, you understand? It was an enormous place, plenty of room to construct the kinesis machine, you see.
Where can I find it? We have to go there at once. There's a good chance that we will find Debbie there.
Well, yes, definitely, I'm sure. I'm sure you're not going to want to hear this. But I have absolute no idea where the workshop is at all. I'm sorry.
I was more than half expecting that.
You see, I was blindfolded in the carriage the entire way there.
He blindfolded you? He wasn't taking any chances then.
The place was incredible, the pinnacle of modern engineering. Even the oil he used was the very best. A special French machine oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain.
Special French oil.
Ah, the indescribable scent of that imported oil. Perfumers across the world should forget their secret formula and use that instead.
No. What do you think, Miss Susie? Or the machine for your next birthday?
I've never used any kind of perfume, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm not sure I would like to start with that.
I mean, eau de toilette is not better.
I don't suppose you know even part of the workshop's address, Professor? You don't have a business card from Mr. Debbie, for example?
Man was clearly very cautious, Susie. Ah!
Yes, I do. He gave me his business card once. It's right here, look.
What? Let me see that. Throw etiquette to the wind, why don't you?
Enoch Debbie, engineer. I'm afraid that's all it says. There's no address.
Oh well. Can't say I'm surprised. Still, this could be useful. Though it only shows the man's name, there's no address. This dark smudge here.
I think perhaps it's machine oil.
Ah, yes, possibly. Professor Bun Bun mentioned something about oil Mr. Debbie uses, didn't he? He said it was specially imported, very high quality oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain.
Yes, that's right. But more importantly, that it's more fragrant than the finest perfume. So excuse me for a moment. Oh, it doesn't appear to have any scent at all.
Don't worry, I expect that's just because there's such a tiny amount here. This is smear of machine oil on the reverse. Yeah. Professor Bun Bun, what do you make of this?
Oh yes, that's just what we need to prove my hypothesis, isn't it?
No, it's nothing to do with your hypothesis, actually.
Then take it away. I don't want to be bothered with anything that doesn't assist my science.
Alright, keep your abundant hair on. Okay. Next time, we shall see where this is going. At least some progress here.